All right, well, good afternoon, or I should say good evening to all of you. Owen Fritzen here with you on a Monday evening. We do have a tornado warning that is in effect for some of our Indiana counties, or I should say our Indiana county at this moment. We do have a tornado that has been reported with this, so this is becoming more of a dangerous situation as we speak here. So let's take you right into it here. If you're looking at it, we are in Indiana. So let's take a look here and let's dive straight down into just to the east of Indianapolis. We're in Henry County. And so this is what we're dealing with right now. Again, we are just north of I-70. Here is Indianapolis. This is the start of our coverage area here for Ohio News and Weather. So let's go ahead and pop some details up here for you. This tornado warning goes until 8:45, and the storm is it's moving fairly decent. It's moving about 21 knots, so not too bad as it's moving off here towards the east. So right now we have a tornado warning that's in effect. Excuse me, for Henry County in east central Indiana until 8:45. Capable of producing a tornado. It's located near Newcastle, or 14 miles southeast of Anderson, moving again at 21 knots or 25 miles an hour. Hazard is a tornado at this point. We're trying to get confirmation there that it was a tornado actually reported, but nevertheless, this is a very strong signature, pretty decent size signature, I should say, as well, that we're looking at here. Let's go ahead and flip it into motion here for you, giving you a little bit of that tracking going on here. It's moving pretty much towards the east, a little bit towards the south. So our friends down here in Richmond, which would be in Wayne County and Randolph County, may get clipped on this just to the east, but it looks like it's moving more towards Wayne County in Indiana, towards the Richmond area, and you can kind of see there the polygon popped up. Let's go ahead and flip over here quick too. Let's go ahead and flip this back over, and I need to double check something here. I'm on northern Indiana. I actually need to flip down to the other site here. Apologies for that. ILN, the radar from Wilmington, just become live again. It was down for the past about 24 hours or so. So flipping back over to ILN site here for you. So 1 second, I just did that quick. And let's flip back here to look at some base velocity, kind of see right where that tornado warning signature is, right here, just outside of the Newcastle area, heading right towards Newcastle. So, excuse me, if you're in that area, you need to seek shelter and get to the lowest level of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Make sure you cover your neck and head. That's important. Again, cover your neck and head. Get to the lowest spot in your house. Basement, if you don't have one, lowest level, most interior. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Cover your neck and head. That is most important there with tornadoes. So if you're just joining us here, flip back over here to the radar. We'll go ahead and zoom all the way out, kind of show you we're over here in Indiana. So this is just to the east of Indianapolis. So it's kind of riding just north of 70 there. So if you're in some areas of Ohio and portions of eastern Indiana, we kind of seen a slight risk or area for severe weather, I should say, earlier. And kind of one of those days where some brief spin-ups were possible. We actually had a report earlier in Sandusky County in the northern portion of Ohio of a funnel cloud that was there. Not sure, more of a cold air funnel, but definitely had a possible funnel cloud there in Sandusky County earlier. So again, if you're just joining us, this tornado warning goes until 8:45 for our friends here in Henry County in Indiana, just north of I-70. So make sure, again, if you're in this area, make sure that you're taking shelter, getting to the lowest level of your house, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Let's go ahead and flip over to storm relative velocity, kind of showing you taking the motion of the storm out. This gives us a little bit better picture of what's actually going on, kind of see where those little hooks are at here inside of this particular storm. And let me go ahead and see if I can cue it up here, see if I can load it up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to load it up just a little bit here. Let's go ahead and put this into motion here, take it back. Right here you can see, and I'll zoom in right here just by Sulphur Springs, you kind of see where it's starting to wrap around just a little bit. And that's why they went ahead and issued the tornado warning on the next frame, because of that wrap. And we'll go ahead and advance it once again. You can kind of see it's still there, still got some decent rotation there possible near Sulphur Springs. And if we continue to move out, it looks like it's expanded just a little bit as far as rotation, but definitely still rotation there on the storm cell. Taking a look at the correlation coefficient, man, that's a tough one. Looks like there's some stuff going on there. Need to be kind of verifiable there. I'd have to really look and see, get some ground truth on that as well. Getting reports here potentially that there was a tornado brief southeast of Anderson. That's what's coming in here to us. We're kind of looking at some things on the western flank of the storm, and that's why there was a warning, which makes sense because right on this flanking line, we kind of showed it to you just a second ago. I looked at the storm relative velocity. You could see right where the potential spin up would have been. And you can kind of see the nice inflow area too. So you see this right on reflectivity. You could see the inflow area here. Let me go ahead and turn on the telestration tool. You can see this inflow notch right here. Wouldn't be surprised if we have some sort of funnel cloud or spin up, if you will, for this storm. Also, let's take a look here at some other things. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued for Wayne County, just out ahead of this. So for people over there in Richmond, it'll pop up on your screen here shortly. For Wayne County until 9 o'clock with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and tornado is possible. So they tagged this one tornado possible as well. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning right now. So let's go ahead and clear the paintbrush. And I screwed it up again. Boy, let me go ahead and finish the paintbrush tool. There we go. So you'll see here, let me go ahead and flip it to the most, there's the warning. It just popped up on your screen. So out ahead of this, they went with a severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible in the tagline. So let's go ahead and just read the text real quick, and then I'll kind of explain what's going on here. So for the severe thunderstorm warning, they went ahead and issued the severe thunderstorm warning until 9 o'clock. It's located over Newcastle, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. They're reporting 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail with this particular storm. And this includes the I-70 corridor between mile markers 134 and 139. And let's take a look here. Yeah, we do have this one tagged tornado possible. So for this particular little area here, they got this moving southeast at 20 miles an hour, so they slowed it down just a little bit. But out ahead of this, they elected to go with a severe thunderstorm warning, and they do this for one of two reasons, and probably both in this case, is to give people out ahead of this more warning, get your guard up. Okay, you have a severe thunderstorm warning now right over the Newcastle area, so you need to be, getting in consideration and say, okay, we have something coming. And then again, the storm cell, I don't show it necessarily weakening, and there's definitely some good, strong returns here. These deep, dark purples in here definitely could indicate some hail and some pretty strong wind gusts as well that we're seeing. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning now issued for Fayette, Franklin, and Union counties. So we have some other severe thunderstorm warnings as well that is out here with us as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop down to this storm as well. So we do have three warnings on the board, I should say. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning. This warning down here, so let's go ahead and read this for you, that just came in down here for Union County and portions of Fayette County and Franklin County, all in Indiana. So we have northwest Franklin County, southeastern Union County, and southern Fayette County, all in Indiana. There's a severe thunderstorm warning until 9 o'clock. They're clocking the winds at 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. This one they do have tagged as tornado possible as well, and max hail size at 0.88. So looking at some smaller hail with that one, but they also have this one tagged tornado possible as well. So let's go ahead and dive down in on this storm too. I'm going to flip back over here to our storm relative velocity, and yeah, that makes sense. You kind of see here, this is getting much stronger here down towards Laurel. So wouldn't be surprised they might issue a tornado warning based on this as well. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that they're showing right now. We're trying to get a little bit more information, but heads up to you if you are in Laurel in Franklin County here in Indiana. Definitely heads up to you, and even portions there of Connorsville and Fayette, I should say, County. Connorsville's not officially in that warning. But yeah, that definitely kind of showed some stronger returns there as well. And portions of this goes out towards Union County as well. So heads up to all of you there. Make sure that you're seeking the warning and making sure getting to that lowest level of your house, even in a severe thunderstorm warning. You want to get to the lowest level of your house and stay away from windows. Don't necessarily have to cover your neck and head, but it's important that to realize and obviously understand that severe thunderstorm warnings can have just as impactful on the amount of winds that we're dealing with as well. So let's go ahead and take a quick reset here. I'm going to zoom all the way out and show you, hey, if you're just joining us, we have a tornado warning in progress. We also have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in progress, and we have some areas of rotation. We have about 3 areas of rotation that I'm continuing to watch on the right side of my screen that you can't see, but all in Indiana. So we're just getting ready to move towards the Ohio border. We're kind of close down here towards I-70 in Richmond. That's where we're at. So let's go ahead and take a quick zoom back down here to where we're looking. If you're just joining us again, this is for Indiana, and you can kind of see really pronounced here on radar now. We could see the rotation. Let's go ahead and zoom back in here to the tornado warning in progress, the one that I was showing you earlier. We zoomed in and kind of showed you that inflow notch right along with our telestration tool. You can see very clearly, and we can do some telestration tool as well. You can see this very clearly right here over Newcastle. So if you're in Newcastle, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. Obviously, time's up for you, but if you're out ahead of this as well, don't take this lightly because of some stronger rotation that's been here now as well. So yeah, make sure you don't take that lightly. Also, let's go ahead and zoom over here to Hagerstown. Just north of Hagerstown, there is a little bit of some rotation, just some broader rotation that's out ahead of this, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning that is for you folks over here as well, and you need to make sure that you're seeking that advice as well and staying away from windows, because they did tag this one tornado possible for you in Wayne County here in just north of Hagerstown. And again, we're in Indiana. So let's go ahead and clear that off the board real quick and zoom back out and kind of stay with this storm down to the south here, just riding along 52. Going to continue to watch that. Let's go ahead and flip back over now real quick to our our regular velocity signature to see what we got on base velocity. Kind of very clearly can see that as well on that rotation area. So this is true winds, kind of looking at the radar, not taking motion out of the storm. Let's flip back to reflectivity, kind of see here. Yeah, I would say some small hail with that one that they're saying, but up here, definitely some hail possible here over Newcastle. So that inflow notch area, again, that we're continuing to see with this tornado warning is right here, and I just updated as I did that. But right in this general area now, I have to look at the other scan here in just a second, but right in this general area is where that inflow notch area is. Let's go ahead and flip back over to storm relative velocity. Got a little bit broader on that scan, which is a good sign, but nevertheless, got to respect that polygon. If you're in Newcastle, you need to be in your basement. Even out ahead of this, you need to be in your basement as well. We also are seeing some rotation here just south of the town of Economy, north of Hagerstown here in Wayne County in Indiana as well. So we're watching this one. This one has, again, this severe thunderstorm warning until 9 o'clock. That is tagged tornado possible. this is a tornado warning that is in effect until 8:45. So if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter, get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. It's routing right along State Route 38 here in Indiana, so we'll go ahead and zoom in. State Route 38 and 103, just right over Newcastle right now, moving towards the south. I would say east-southeast is kind of the general direction at this point of that particular storm. Let's go ahead and look at our other storm down here in progress that had one heck of a return there for a second. It's kind of weakened just a little bit, but nevertheless, don't let your guard down. Let's zoom back out here just a little bit for you. We're just coming in towards the Indiana area, but for our friends over here with this other warning, let's go ahead and flip this around real quick on the other side. So for our friends over here in Fayette County, Union County, and Franklin County, this severe thunderstorm warning also goes again until 9 o'clock. So again, they're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this. Nickel-size hail is possible, and they also have this one tagged tornado possible as well. So that's something we want to keep our eye on, definitely, as this progresses over the next few minutes. So we're kind of getting into that, what I call prime time, if you will. Sun is starting to set just a little bit. Sunset here be about 8:50-ish or so. We're getting in that prime time where that heat's starting to lift, and we're starting to get some of the instability to fuel up and fire up over these storms. Flipping back over here to just a regular reflectivity here. Kind of see here, and I'm hoping, well, I say that, but then I'm starting to see some other things here. Let me flip back over to velocity real quick. Hopefully that's just a misnomer. All right, good. Doesn't look as strong there on that. Looking at a couple things there off screen, but doesn't look as strong. It looks like it's starting to hopefully fan out a little bit. I don't know if it's outrunning itself or not, but hopefully maybe it's starting to turn into more of a linear threat for this northern storm. But nevertheless, we're still going to respect that polygon. And if you're in that polygon, again, get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and cover your neck and head. So kind of taking a look at this, the rest of the area here too, you could see some of these pop-ups, some of these storms in the Dayton, the Miami Valley. You could be seeing some potential storms here as well. And you may or may not even flag some of these, some stronger storms. It's possible here today. Let's go ahead and flip on the categorical outlook here too. Let me go ahead and flip this on real quick. You kind of see here where the Storm Prediction Center for today, anywhere in this darker green area, you're under the marginal risk category for some storms. And then down here in yellow, you're under the slight risk for some storms. So any one of these storms could approach severe limits. We're seeing some other tornado warnings back off in Illinois, and actually we're seeing some in portions of Michigan as well. But this is kind of the categorical outlook, and if I kind of swing it back over here, and I'll zoom out even further, you can kind of see here what the general consensus is for today. Even tomorrow now, this is tomorrow's outlook, so portions of Indiana counties and just clipping portions of the Miami Valley and Cincinnati, you're also under that slight risk category. And then this is our day 3 outlook as well for Wednesday. Everybody's pretty much under that marginal risk category as well. And I said slight risk category for Miami Valley. I meant marginal risk. So let's go ahead and zoom back in here and kind of look at our tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. If you're just joining us, thanks for joining us on Ohio News and Weather. My name's Owen Fritz, and keeping you ahead of the storm here. We're just towards the Ohio line, if you will, coming into Ohio, just a few counties outside of that, here just towards the east of Indianapolis. We do have 1 tornado warning in our coverage area and 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go ahead and rattle these off once again if you're just joining us, and you can kind of see what's going on with us here live. So we have, first of all, we have our tornado warning that has been issued until 8:45. So if we look at our tornado warning, this is for our friends here in northeastern Henry County and east central Indiana. Again, this goes until 8:45, and they haven't there haven't been an update on this. This is still from 8/12 is the last time they, when they originally issued it. They have not updated this tornado warning whatsoever. And they're saying it's going until 8:45. Again, at this point, I'm not even going to read the rest of the text because it hasn't been updated in a long time. It's not even relevant now. But we are going to respect that polygon. So for northeastern Henry County, a tornado warning until 8:45. Out ahead of this, they went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning, and this goes until 9 o'clock. And this is also tagged tornado possible. So we want to make sure for our friends here in Wayne County and East Central Indiana, again, this goes until 9 o'clock, and they're calling this 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail as well. So we want to make sure, hey, that you are seeking that advice. If you're in the tornado warning, you need to get to the lowest level of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Cover your neck and head. That is very, very important to make sure that you're protecting yourself, because these things can happen very quickly, and odds are with this particular storm, if there is a tornado warning, we were trying to get some confirmation that there was a possible tornado on the ground just south of Anderson earlier, but we're not 100% on that. We're getting some preliminary reports in. We haven't vetted that 100% yet, but nevertheless, this is going to be rain wrapped, so you want to make sure that you're seeking the warning and getting to that lowest level of your house. Don't go outside and record it. It's not a very smart thing to do. Get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. For our severe thunderstorm warning here in Wayne County, again, tornado possible. Make sure you get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You don't have to cover your neck and head, but you kind of still follow that general guidance. Due to the winds, if they get too excessive, can blow out windows just like a tornado and even cause worse damage than a low-end tornado. So you need to make sure that you seek that advice as well. We also have another severe thunderstorm warning that was issued a little bit ago for Fayette, Union, and Franklin counties in Indiana. And this one's got 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts still, and a nickel-size hail, which is about 0.8 of an inch diameter hail. And they also tagged this one tornado possible. So all of these have this tornado possible tag besides obviously our tornado warning, so you want to seek that advice as well. So we're continuing to watch this storm here in Newcastle. Go back up here for Henry County. Let's go ahead and flip back over. We haven't looked at this in just a few minutes of our storm relative velocity. So the good thing is there's rotation, but it is weakened considerably. We see a little bit of a spike on radar, but that's nothing to be concerned about. But we're seeing some broader generalized rotation now with this, which is a good thing. It looks like it's starting to choke off just a little bit, which is a good thing with just this generalized rotation. So we're going to see some strong winds with this. So this is becoming better, if you will. It's becoming hopefully going to become just a severe thunderstorm warning. We got another 5 minutes on this warning, and I know I'm not showing the radar, and I apologize. Sorry about that. My bad, 100% my bad. Sorry about that. We know we got about 5 minutes left on this warning. Here's what we're looking at. If you're just trying to figure out where I was at, this tornado warning goes again for about another 5 minutes to 8:45, and again that severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of it goes until 9 o'clock. So we're going to zoom out here. We're kind of waiting to see what the National Weather Service does with this now that it's weakened, and it has weakened over the past couple of scans. But I'll go ahead and zoom back out. We do have a couple areas of kind of broad rotation here too, just south of Economy. I've mentioned this one a couple times. Not very strong, but it is still there. So you do. Again, portion of this is under that severe thunderstorm warning tag tornado possible, so we want to make sure that we continue to heed that advice as well. Let's go ahead and look at this warning down just to the south here near Connorsville. This one also had a very strong return when it started. It's tagged tornado possible as well, but a severe thunderstorm right now. Heading right for Laurel if you're in Brookville, also for you as well. So kind of following that State Route 121 and then U.S. State Route 52. You need to make sure, again, that you're just getting inside and away from windows there. Let's go ahead and zoom back out here for you. Let's go ahead and put it back to reflectivity. We'll put it into motion here, moving about east-southeast just a little bit, more east, if you will. And we do have another new tornado warning that's just been issued. You can see it pop up on your screen. And you're probably hearing some stuff here in the background, maybe. But we do have a new tornado warning out, kind of a continuation of that warning. Let's go ahead and flip this back here, and let's go ahead and zoom back in. Now that we have some newer information from the National Weather Service, let's look at this new tornado warning, which is basically going to continue the tornado warning that was already issued. You could see now they put the polygon more towards the south. So this new tornado warning now, so we have a tornado warning that's in effect for southeastern Henry County. At 8:40, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Newcastle, or 10 miles northwest of Cambridge, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. So again, we do have a tornado warning that's just been issued here between, and also includes Interstate 70 between mile markers 128 and 133. This new tornado warning is issued and goes for a half hour, goes a little bit over a half hour, goes until 9:15. So this is what we got going on. So they're saying towards Newcastle, and kind of see this inflow notch on the back side if we flip back over here. But there's your generalized area of rotation right here, just outside of Newcastle. And if we flip over to storm relative velocity, kind of see that area of rotation right there, just south of County Road, not County Road, State Route 38. So let's go ahead and we'll put a track on this. Again, if you're just joining us, I'll kind of zoom back out for you, do a little bit of a reset. We are over here in our coverage of Indiana. So we are just getting ready to cross into a couple counties away from Ohio. We are right above the I-70 and just to the east of Indianapolis. So let's go ahead and zoom back in here, and let's put some general track and some consensus on this for you for just a second. Let me go ahead and flip over some tracking here, and we do a general. Let's see if I can fire this up here. Well, maybe not. Hey, 1 second here. All right. Well, I lied to you. Let's try and see here if we can grab this. Why isn't it grabbing for me? It's acting kind of goofy here. Let me turn something else on here too. Back here. I apologize. It is definitely not doing what it should be doing. All right, nevertheless, kind of see where that rotation is here. And again, if you're out ahead of this, they went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning that's tagged tornado possible for you as well. So we want to make sure, and the other warning is gone. So we do have just this new warning that was issued kind of in replacement of it. So we're watching this one here. I'm still trying to grab something here to make sure that I can get this to fire. 1 second here. And I love when technology works, but when it doesn't work, it's not good. It makes you upset. It makes me upset. Yeah, definitely not working. So I apologize. Let me go back here to. Yeah, definitely not working. All right, I was going to put a track on it for you, but it's not working for me, and I apologize for that. So we'll go ahead and keep rolling here. So kind of see Newcastle, and I'm keeping my eye on this down here as well, because this one down in Laurel keeps piquing my interest due to some very strong winds. If we kind of probe this right now, you're seeing about 54, and this is at the beam height. The beam height's fairly high here as well. We're looking at this one outside of Wilmington. We could look at it from northern Indiana, but this one's pretty decent. So we're looking at it from Wilmington. The radar Doppler is not down. They just fixed it, luckily, a few hours ago in Wilmington. They got that fixed, and now it's back up and running. But we're looking at Wilmington, so they're seeing some pretty strong winds aloft, and we're looking at some decent returns, especially when we're seeing this 54, and we're looking decent amount here in the sky for this one. We're probably, I would say we're about 3,000-4,000, yeah. So we're looking pretty high in the atmosphere over here, 3,000 or 4,000 feet. So that's pretty decent amount of wind coming out of that over here towards Laurel. So heads up to you as well. Flipping back over to reflectivity, you could see some pretty strong returns now over Laurel. Wouldn't be surprised. We're starting to see, and you guys see back here, this is a hail marker, kind of seeing some hail markers with this one now, some very deep purples. Wouldn't be surprised. That's turning into a pretty decent thunderstorm there in Norwell, and I should say severe thunderstorm. Back up here to the tornado warning in progress. You kind of see some deep dark purples as well. We'll flip over to correlation coefficient. Haven't looked at this lately. Not seeing a whole lot on this one in particular, except a couple small areas here. This is what you normally would call a debris ball tracker on some of the TV stations. Let's look at base velocity. Kind of still see that generalized rotation, and that one's not going to do too good. Let's go ahead and flip over to our SRV. Kind of still see that generalized rotation just outside of Newcastle. Let me see one thing here. I want to see what this looks like from Indianapolis. Let me flip over to Indianapolis. See if it gives us any better look here. Yeah, it's general, but it does give us a. It's a little bit messier, but still kind of the same general thing on it for us. So let's go ahead and back that out. Yeah, let's see if this will fire. One second here. Yeah, you might be right on that one. I'm not sure who said that, so I'm reading a text here. Let's flip back over here to ILN. In 1 second, we're loading some things back in here. All right, kind of see that vortex here. And let's go ahead and look at a couple things here. We'll put a track on it for you, hopefully now. I think I got that one fixed. Let's see here. We got this one. Yeah, it's moving. Let's go ahead and track this for you. And they got this one moving at 19 knots, so they're still moving fairly slow. Moves at about 20, we'll call it 24, 25. So this storm cell moving fairly slow, but if we kind of keep it and it holds together, they're saying it reaches Richmond in an hour, Centerville at 9:33 and 9:17 East Germantown. You see also that they just put a new watch box up in the area as well. So go ahead and zoom back out here. We'll clear the storm track. And you see a new watch box that was just issued for one or two of our counties here in our coverage area as well. So the new severe thunderstorm watch, better late than never, until 4 a.m. All right, let's do a complete reset here. Let's go ahead and back up, do a complete reset, kind of show you what's going on if you're joining us. We do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and a tornado warning here for portions of eastern Indiana. Let's go ahead and zoom in here just to the east of Indianapolis and kind of show you what's going on. We do have a tornado warning until 9:15 for Henry County. And again, this is kind of moving at 22 miles an hour, if you will. And so right over just outside of Newcastle, moving towards Cambridge City. You kind of still see those icons there. This is looking at a tornado vortex signature still showing there. And we do see some large hail with this one as well. Looking at this southern storm, again, seeing some larger hail as well. You are seeing that TVS signature. I'm going to turn those off so it doesn't confuse and excite some of you for that. But if we look here at our storm relative velocity, which I like to look at, kind of giving us a pretty strong look here as well, still with some strong winds outside of that. And that rotation, again, just outside of Newcastle, so you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible, covering your neck and head with this particular storm. So let's go ahead and flip back over to reflectivity. With that being said, I'm going to zoom out right now, and we're going to wrap up this broadcast coverage. We're going to continue to monitor these storms. Again, if you're inside of that tornado warning, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We're going to continue to monitor these storms, and as new warnings come live, we will continue to be back here with you. But you can continue to follow along with the radar, if you will, on our app. You can download our app from the App Store. Feel free to do that. You can check that out as well. And you can check that out right here. So search for Ohio News and Weather. You can see the radar, the warnings. Pretty decent job. It's a pretty decent app. So go ahead and download that, and you can track and get alerted and stay right with us with the storm. So we're going to wrap it up right now, but we'll continue to come back live as we need to, as we will. We're going to watch this storm here in not Richmond, I should say, in Henry County, and that was just, again, it was reissued till 9:15, but it is broadening up quite a bit now, which is a good sign as we continue to look at velocity. Have a little bit of an inflow notch, but starting to broad up a lot. So hopefully it will continue to be that way over the next little bit. But again, CSUN coverage real quick for now, but we'll continue to come back live as we need to. So stay tuned with us. We'll be back live as we need to.